from Kavee and welcome to today's video. So today we're going to be building a 5x2 C&C cage with a stand, and additionally later on we're going to add a lid and a loft to it as well. So the full size of this huge cage is 175 centimetres, so 1m7 and then 70 centimetres going downwards as well. So a pretty big cage, but it's suitable going to be for 3 guinea pigs. So a hefty space for 3 little guinea pigs there. It's a super good cage. The stand is going to elevate it a little bit more, so it'll be easier on yourself and less frightening for your guinea pigs as well. So what we'll do is we'll start building. For the whole entire thing, so the whole cage, you will need 39 grids. So grid-wise, we have these little square ones like this, little modular grids, and we're going to have 50 connectors all together as well. And connectors are these small circular ones here. They've got lots of different orientations where you can kind of just fit the grids into the slots. So to start with, we are going to start with the stand. So what we're going to do is we're going to build 3 H's almost. So they're going to be H's that will hold the entire cage up. I'll go through that bit first, but what you'll just need for this part of the video, so this section of it, we're going to need 18 connectors. So I've got them all in little rows of 6 there. Easy way to kind of remember, and 15 grids. So that's all you'll need for this part. So you can just separate them from the rest, and let's get building. So for the first bit, it's kind of easier to start off with having a little bit of weight kind of against it. That way you can just kind of click them into place like so. You can add a little bit of force to the connectors. They can take it, but nothing too like mental. But just so you know that they're definitely secure in their places. I spoke over that clip, you'll never hear it, but whoop, there we go. So you can kind of place them on the corners and just kind of add to it. So maybe doing like grid connector kind of thing like that. So to do the H, what we'll start off with is 2 on the side, and we're going to do 1 in the middle and then 2 back again. So nice little H for hello everyone, today we're doing a 5x2 cage. There we go. So just adding as we go and just kind of putting the connectors just on the bottom level. We're going to go through where to put the connectors from tops kind of when you go up here in just a moment. So just try and focus on putting them on the ground ones first. And still as you're going, just making sure that they're all kind of clicking and securing into place. Don't want a wobbly cage. There we go. So let's put that one in there as well. You might find it easier to kind of put the connectors on first, maybe, and then just kind of adding them. But for this kind of sake of just kind of getting used to the shape, I'm going to do it just like that. Whoopsie. There we go. Just a kind of trial and error these things, but it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. There we go. So there's our first H. It may just look a little bit up the top, a little bit like, oh, you don't know if you've got it or not, but we'll go through and we're going to put those up later on in the video. So for now, just focus on the 3 H's, putting connectors at the bottom. I'm going to carry on doing it, so I'll see you in 2 minutes or so. So now that you've kind of got all 3 H's, you can kind of spread them out now so they've got the space between, so you can actually get a good idea of how big the cage is going to be from this part. Double check that all your little feet are all kind of on there, so your little connector parts, and they're all facing upwards. That part is kind of important for this bit, and then we're going to go through how we can kind of put the connectors in, and then we're going to start connecting the flooring as well. So we'll get some more grids, and I'll tell you how to go through how to put each one on for the complete stand. So now that you've kind of got the 3 H's ready, for the next part we're now going to start building the floor of the C&C cage. So we'll need 10 more of the grids and we'll need 18 more again of the connectors. So those ones. And I'm just going to explain the kind of connector orientation first. So this part, pretty important, so put your listening hats on. Basically, We're going to start by just doing the inside corners. So that's going to be these 4 corners. So 2 there and 2 on this side, and these ones are all going to be facing down, so flat side up kind of thing. This is so that when we put the floor on, it's going to be that it can just kind of rest on top, and when we eventually get to the edges, they're going to be vertical, so you can actually slot the edges up from the cage inside it. So for now, we'll just focus on these parts. So easiest kind of way to do it, I find, is lining up 2 of them, she says. Ugh, let's get up a bit. There we go. Right, so lining up 2 of them to put in first. And then you can just kind of slot the 3rd one in as well. There we go. So now the 2 in, slot the 3rd, and there we go. Still listening out for those clicks and still kind of securely making sure they're in. So 1 here, so 1 on 1 H, and we're going to go straight onto the other. So this H, both of these ones are going to be put in flat. Push that one down, there we go. Perfect. And second one just on this corner. 1, 2, 3. Nice and secure there. Same again here. So this one has only got 1 corner here. Oops. 1, 2, and 3. So that's all the kind of ones that are going to be flat for this stage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we're going to start moving on to the side part of it. So just making sure that they're fine. I'm going to put this one here, so facing just kind of in towards the cage, so flat on the outside. And the same kind of thing that we've done before. There we go. So just using that and putting that one in there, okay? So from this part, I'm just going to focus on doing this H now, because it's kind of going to be easier now to kind of connect, grid, grid, connect, grid, grid. So I'll try and explain that one a little bit more. Now that you've kind of got 2 connectors in, you can kind of slot the grid of the floor in there as well. So connect that one into the top corner, and then the second one there. And then you can kind of connect them in as well. So remembering that all of the outside parts from now on are going to be vertical. The easiest way I find is kind of when they're all facing in towards the cage, if that makes any sense. So flat head kind of being outside and the crisscross part looking in. So we'll do that bit now as well. There we go, so there's one of them. And there's the other. There we go. So I'm just going to kind of keep working like that throughout the entire thing. So just 1 grid at a time and then connecting, always vertical now for all the connectors. So I'll see you in a couple of minutes. So now that you've kind of connected all of the connectors now, you've now got your floor, and you may have just seen very quickly that I was trying to test it out there. So we can actually just lift it a little bit and you can see that it's all nice and secure there. So this is the kind of good time to double check all your connectors on the outside are facing vertical. This is because the next stage that we're going to do is start putting the actual sides of the cage up. You don't want to have it where it's flat down, you can't actually insert it. So just double check all the outside ones are vertical and the 4 in the middle are definitely flathead. And then we're going to go on to the next stage. So now that you kind of just double check that it's all secured, we're now going to go on to the next stage, which is the edges of the C&C cage. So we're going to need 14 more of the grids and 14 more of the connectors. So this part is relatively simple. You've done the hard part now. This bit is now just slotting into the vertical parts, and you can just stand them and just going to go all the way around the cage. So just quickly, I'm going to start with the corner, and that way it's just that little bit simple, just so you're not completely out of the way of the cage. So just placing them inside and clicking them in. So I'm just going to go around and I'll see you in a bit. So now that you've put all the edges around and we're just lining up the connectors, whatever way you kind of want to do them at this point, I put them all face down, so it's just kind of going on top. So grids are all in, connected in place, and the next stage is doing the Corox sheet. I'm going to have to move this giant cage now out of the way to do that, so I'll bring the Corox place in and we're going to show you how to fold it and place it into the cage. So with the 5x2 cage, you're actually going to have two of the Corox sheets here. I've gone for a grey colour, but you can choose any of the colours on our website. We're going to have two of the 3x2 sizes. So what we'll do now is we'll open one of them up. What we're going to do is just fold the bits where it kind of they're like little slabby parts that you can just see. They're a little bit outlined, so you can just fold those over and really push on them because we're going to try and make them as flexible as we can. We'll do it to all of the sides. Oh, that was nice. That's when you know. That was nice. Okay, and this one too. And what we'll do is we can fold the end one as well, but we're not actually going to keep it folded up. And that will make sense in a moment. So now that we've kind of done that one, what we're going to do is, because we have to overlay these ones into the cage, so we're going to focus on just folding up two of the corners, and then when we add the other sheet, we're going to add the other two corners as well. So to make that make sense, with the folding part of these Corox sheets, you do not need any of tape, any glue, anything like that. All you need to do is just use the feature locks. So you can kind of see what tab needs to go where. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the outside in. So we're going to feed it through the little hole there and just pull on the tab to kind of complete it. And we'll do the other one the exact same as well. So from the outside, feed it through. Whoops, and then pull it through as well. So there's our first one. What we can do is just pop that one just a little bit out of the way, just so we've now got room to fold the other one too. So I've put that one onto the left, so that can be the left side of the Corox there. There we go. And it's over here as well. And just really, like I said, trying to make them just that little bit more flexible, just so they're kind of easy to fold. There we go. So we may as well just kind of overlap them now, just to kind of leave it like that. And let's do the exact same. So from the outside in, pull the tab through all the way. There's just like a little clip when you're going to pull it through, so you know it's like it's there and it's staying, because these are very sturdy enough by themselves. There we go, and there's the other two there for you as well. So I'm now going to bring the cage back and actually put them on the inside, because you might be thinking right now these, you know, they might fall down or something like that, but no, the weight of the cage will actually keep them all together, and they're actually going to look really smart when we put them in the cage. So I'll bring it back and show you how to put them in. So bring the cage right all the way back, and what we're going to do is we're now going to put in the Corox sheets that we've just folded, and we're going to place them inside. So you may as well know from the folding, obviously, there is going to be a little bit of an overlay. So we'll place one in first. So just making sure it's in the corners. Oh, there we go. And just kind of securely putting that in like so. Oh, there we go. And we may as well get the other one too. And do exactly the same, just place it in the other side. Oopsie. There we go. And just kind of folding the sides in just that little bit more. There we go. So you can just make sure they're definitely in all the corners. There we are. There we go. they're kind of added like that, this is how it will look. Ta-da! So what we'll need for the actual loft, so we have 2 of the door grids, we call them, but they're actually got the hinged edges. These parts are going to be for your safety lid, so they're going to go on the top just like that. And we have 2 more normal grids, so the ones that we've been working with before. So we have 4 more connectors, and we also have 5 cable ties. So because the actual loft is going to sit about halfway in through the cage, we have to properly secure them, so we'll use them with cable ties. So first thing, grab your 2 grids. We're going to also use one of the connectors, just pop them into any corner. There we go. And same with the other side, just slotting it in there. Nice little click to securely place it. So that is the kind of first step done. Oh God, and then you hold it in the middle and it all falls apart. Maybe do it on a flat surface. That'll be the easiest way to do it, Sam. There we go. Perfect. So what it's going to do is we're going to try and put it just about halfway. So maybe just on that level, just like that. This is because when you put it around halfway, the actual ramp is a nice kind of steady level for the guinea pigs to go up and down. It's not going to be too steep, so it's not going to be dangerous. So about halfway. What we'll do to secure that part, I'm going to get you to come a little bit closer, because securing it with cable ties is a little bit finicky and we want to make sure that you get it right. So come over here. So from here we're going to go 7 up from the bottom of where the cage joins with the stand. And we're going to take the cable tie through. We're going to pull up the little loft part there. We're going to go down and around. So getting all 3 parts there, and we're going to go back out the same level, but just on the other side of the cage there. So we've got hold of all 4 corner bits essentially there. So that's the main one to get. And tighten it up. There we go. This is the best one to probably start with, and then we're going to go to the next 2 corners. So same process again. So it should kind of be on the same level from where you've tied it in the middle. We're going to go through, down, just around, and then back out the side again. And once again, just tightening that up just so it's nice and secure. There we go. And we're going to go on to the next corner. Making sure that it's just 7 up from the same level. And same process, just getting hold of the corner just around on the edge of the cage. There we go, and then it's easier now just to go on to the one that you're next to. Bring it up to the same level, making sure that it's 7 up. There we go, bringing the cable tie through and round back out the other side. Perfect, and you can see that it's kind of now getting pretty sturdy as well. And we'll just do for the last corner. And the same we've done before, just through round and back out the other side. There we go. So now that you've kind of cut the loft halfway through, you can kind of see it just on there. We're just going to go around and we're just going to cut the ends of the cable ties off. So during this time, it's just worth mentioning the reason that we do it halfway, so 7 up or 7 down, either way of the cage, is because the ramp, the way that it goes from here is like a perfect kind of level of steadiness. If we do any higher, the ramp can become just that little bit too steep. And as we know, guinea pigs aren't really climbers. It won't really get used as much. And as we know as well, the steeper it is, the more dangerous it can be as well. So halfway is the perfect level that we have for our koroks as well. So it's a nice ramp that they can go up and down as many times as they like. What we'll do now for the next part, now that we've just kind of cut those cable ties up, they look a bit more tidier now, we're going to get the next korok sheets, and it's going to be for the loft and for the ramp. So I'm going to move this out of the way and I'll come back with more sheets. So now that you've kind of just popped your cage out of the way, we're going to go on to the actual loft and the ramp itself. We've got 2 different kind of sheets here. So we've got the obvious ramp one and we've got the loft part here. So same as before, just kind of going around the edges, the bits that you can see that are meant to be folded, and just folding them up and just making them a little bit more flexible, just so it's easier to kind of move around. There we go. Perfecto. So this little bit here where it's got the little downwards part, that's going to go underneath where the ramp is. So just lining up the two rounded parts, so putting them on the same length, and we have little tabs, and they're going to go through the two little holes for them just on the side of the, I was going to say slide, the ramp. There we go. And that's why we have it halfway, because if not, it would just be a slide, and that's not what we want. So, right, so bringing these ones up. So this is the only time, because usually you're going to go from the outside in. This is this kind of corner here where the ramp and the loft actually attach is going to be the part where we do it from the inside out. I had to think about that then. I was just like, what? So yes, so same as before. So just feeding it through and pulling out the other side. Doing it this way seems a bit like alien to me, but that way we know it's 100% secure there, and we've got the two rounded bits there that will cause the side. And now going back to what we know and love. So we're going to go from the outside in, so same as before, putting the tab through and feeding it all the way. There we go. On the outside in. There we go. So nice and simple, nice and easy. That's all done for us now, and that's going to kind of sit like this when it's up. So we'll do the cage back, bring it back, and we'll put it back inside. So you've got the cage back now, and you've got the kind of ramp and the loft ready to be put in. So let's go ahead and do that. Woo! Really lift it round now. So let's whee! And it will just kind of slide in. Just double check that everything is kind of in its place and push down on it. So now that we've got the loft in place, you can see it's a little bit high up, so we're going to add a little safety lid as well. So this is an option for just one little lid, and later on we're going to show you the full lid as well. But for now, let's focus on the loft lid. So getting those two grids that we had earlier, and what we're going to do is we are just going to place them in from the flat part. So we're going to get the little edge of the door hinge just there, and where the triangles are. Kind of thing, not like triangles, but they're not. But you know what I mean. So put those bits in, and don't kind of put these bits just in yet, because we're going to use those connectors as well, and we're going to place them just kind of facing upwards. So both of the flat ends are touching, so they're just kind of like that, and that way that will give the lift. And let's do it with the other one as well. So like again, this side again. Slide them in, little clicks again. And it's almost tempting to like try and place it in there, but if you do, you won't get the lift. So once again, putting it upwards, and let's connect the middle one as well. So nicely like that. So when it's all connected like that, you also have, ta-da, the lid. And it works really nicely there, so it's got that little bit of safety just for this part here. And as we know, the guinea pigs won't climb from there, so you're fine. But if you do want kind of full lid, you've either got cats, dogs, young kids, anything like that, I'll now show you how to do the full lid as well on the 5x2 C&C cage. So now that you've kind of got the two fixed ones just on the right side of the C&C cage, we're going to just go with another door one. So it's our first door one we're going to do here. We're going to put it just in the flat side of the connectors. And just make sure that's in its place. The temptation to try and put it into this connector is unreal, but don't do it. We are going to get another connector, and we're just going to put it so it's facing upwards. So it's going to rest kind of nicely, just like that, on the other ones, like so. So from now on, we are always, when we're using connectors, have them facing upwards. So there's that one there for you. We're now going to add another normal door grid just onto this side. So all the door ones are going to go here, and all the normal ones are going to go on that side. Let's line it up. So we'll place that one in the corner up there. Same again, you're going to be tempted to try and put them into there. Don't do it, because we need the lift. So then we'll get two connectors, and we'll just place them on top of the other ones. There we go. Lovely. So the same kind of thing, just like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the exact same thing what I've just done. And we're going to just connect. So we'll do door first, grid, door grid kind of thing like that, and we'll connect them always facing upwards now. So I'll see you in a bit. So now that you have kind of done all the doors on this side, normal ones on that one, and not forgetting that these two are fixed, all connectors facing upwards, it should open with ease. So there it is all together. So this is the 5x2 with the loft and a full lid. And what we're going to do now is we're going to completely decorate it, and I'll see you in just a moment. So this is it when it's completely decorated, all of it's done. So our 5x2 with a stand and boxes all underneath, fleece liners. Remember we used the grey Coroc sheets for that one as well, so it kind of adds a nice little different colours in mismatch kind of things like that. So all decked out. Remember when it comes to decorations, keep them a little bit out of the way for your guinea pigs. Safety first, that's the main thing. So I hope you enjoyed this video, I hope it was a bit helpful. Let us know anything else if you need any more help with things like that, write in the comments. What do you think of our cage? Would you do something like this as well? Let us know. Remember that this size cage is good for 3 little guinea pigs, so huge amounts of room really. I think if you wanted, you could probably get in it, but don't. But you know, I'm just saying for space-wise, there's tons of it. So all products that you can see here are available in our shop via our website, so please go and have a look at that. The link will be in the description box below. Don't forget to like, subscribe. We also have an Instagram, follow us over there as well, where you can see little mini videos and little inspirational things like that too. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all really soon.